Good day, YouTube. It is the 14th of November 2020, and welcome back to the channel. I bought this multi-process inverter MIG welder, no, not a MIG, TIG welder, plasma cutter, stick welder, like a couple years ago, maybe even slightly longer than that. And quite honestly, I picked up a cart for it and put all the pieces on it, and I haven't even put it together. I haven't used it, I haven't tried, I haven't done anything with it. A couple times it would have been nice to have the plasma cutter, which is the reason I bought it in the first place, but because I never took the time to get the thing set up, I just, grabbed the torch. So today's the day to get this thing put together and get it all tested out and make sure I have all the parts and pieces, so that when I need the thing, it's ready to roll. I'm not going to put a link in the description on this thing because it's been at least 2 years since I've bought it, or around 2 years anyway. The chances of you finding the same exact thing for similar money is probably slim to none. This was an inexpensive, made in China machine. I paid $200 for it. It was delivered to my house. All the reviews on similar machines have been pretty good for the, you call it the average homeowner, do-it-yourselfer kind of thing. I'll give you an idea. I bought a set of torches, oxygen acetylene torches, back 20 plus years ago. And last month I just took the acetylene bottle in for exchange or refill. That's how little acetylene I've used in 20 years. So when I needed it, you need it, but I don't use it a lot. So it didn't really pan out for me to spend $1,500 or something on a plasma cutter, and having the ability to play around with TIG welding or something might be kind of fun. Having a machine that might be okay to take with me, like with a portable generator, to do something in the field or repair in the field, or a friend broke down or something, might be pretty cool. This is supposedly a 110 and 220 volt machine, so it'll have its best duty rating or duty cycle rating, whatever that is, at 220. I'll need to make an adapter for this cord for that, and I have a 220 circuit that I have a long, very heavy extension cord for, so I can run my MIG welder all around the shop. I'll just make an adapter for that, and I again can use it all around the shop. So the idea of this video today is, let me get this thing out, let me go through all of the accessories that came with it, which it seems fairly complete. The welding leads seem a tad on the short side for the arc welder, but if it's not adequate, then we'll make it adequate, right? So we'll get the whole thing set up, and let's test everything. Let's test it, the plasma cutter and the arc welder. I'm not sure if I have everything I need to make the TIG welder work, but that's the idea of today. If I don't have something to make it work, we'll get it. I think I could use my argon mix from my MIG welder, but on the other hand, I've always thought about getting a second bottle in case I run out on the MIG welder, and maybe I get that for this. I'm not really sure. If I think I'm going to use it, I'll probably go that direction. So we want to test this thing both on the 110 and the 220 to just see what I've got, see if it will work. Let's find out today, instead of wait till I need to take it with me to go fix somebody's broken trailer fender or something side the highway somewhere. Will it work? To take out to a wrecking yard to cut something off of some car or something. Will it work? Things like that. So let me start getting all of the parts and accessories unraveled. I did pick up this organizer at the time I got this thing to put all the parts and pieces in. There's not a lot that came with it as far as consumables. We'll go through it. Some of this is for the TIG gun. I don't even see a piece of tungsten in here, so I guess we're not TIG welding today, I don't guess. But there's some fittings, some consumable pieces. Let me start assembling this thing and see what we got, see what we don't got, and we'll go from there. I'll bring you back when I get something assembled. I think we'll just put it back here on the cart. It's just a Harbor Freight, 30-40 bucks, whatever those carts cost. Us exactly like the one I have for my MIG welder. It works just fine. It's nice and small and compact because I've got everything stored in one spot, and I have all my machines on wheels, so I can get out just what I need when I need it. So let's get this thing put together. There's a million videos of people putting these things together on YouTube. I guess I don't need to add one to it. It should be pretty basic, and I'll bring you back. Alright, I'll go over everything I've done so far. Got the air pressure regulator mounted. It came with a kit. Also came with a gauge, some assembly required. Came with this piece of hose. It's cold out today, so it was really stiff, so I had to heat it up with a heat gun to make it bend nicely. I'm sure it's stiff again, but it's fine. Came with that clamp. Came with this clamp. I cut a little piece of hose off of it, this much, to use on the other side. It came with this fitting. You have to buy these clamps. You have to buy whatever you're going to do to connect it to your air supply. So from here this way is on you. I got a material list kind of made up. I'm going to get an adapter. I'm not going to get one. I'm going to have to make one. From 15 amp 120 volt to this is my 50 amp 240 volt plug that I use for my welder. That's the same configuration as my welder, so I might as well make the adapter exactly the same. I could use the same cord. It has a outlet right there at my panel. Okay, now to the front side. Got the ground connected, and I have just stored it by clipping it to the cart. We'll put the plasma cutter hose on. I still need to tighten that with a wrench, I guess. Some of them come with maybe bigger handles or something you could do that with, but anyway, gonna take a wrench. This has a 2-prong plug for the switch, and then this would be the stinger lead for the arc welder. I don't have any welding rod. What I guess I like the quality of the stinger pretty good. It's got a very good stiff spring in it. Seems to be of decent quality. As does the plasma cutter handle. Let me grab this up. Seems to be okay. It's got a tip in it. There's 3 additional tips. I guess it's like the mixer, the porcelain piece. There's 3 spares. It has just a little switch on the back. Should be fine. And the hose is a reasonable length, so I guess I'm okay with that. I haven't even plugged it in yet. Guess we could see if it lights up. Okay, I plugged it in. The switch for this is on the back side, conveniently or inconveniently. Hey, it made noise. Look at that. It made noise. That blew a hot air, that'd be nice. Probably would when you get it going. I'm not going to weld with it. I just have it plugged into a light-duty extension cord for the moment. If you're going to use an extension cord, this is probably a very high draw. So you're going to want a 12-gauge extension cord, or plug it in directly to your outlet and eliminate the extension cord if you can. I'm going to use my 50 amp extension cord, which is actually a number 8 wire. So very substantial. It'll do very good. Also, the shorter the better. So we won't try to weld with it on the cord that I have it plugged into at the moment. But what the heck? I'm going to see if it would make sure it worked before I went and spent some more money. Okay, I've got a short list. I'm going to go get a plug. Mine's a 50 amp 250 volt. I'll see if Harbor Freight has tungsten electrodes. I don't know if they do or not. I could probably get some at the farm store. And 6013 welding rod. Although I don't think today we're going to make the TIG welder work. I'm going to look for an argon. Hard to do this looking at the camera. An argon regulator. At Harbor Freight. They probably have one because they sell a few different plasma cutters. So I'll see what they have there. I'm not going to try to make the TIG welder work today. Just this is too much stuff and get in a bottle on the weekend. I could maybe rob the one off my MIG welder if I needed to use it, but it's a mixed gas. It's not straight argon. I think these need straight argon, but I've never had one, so I don't know. One thing I did learn when I went on the computer briefly to look for parts is CT-520D. That's the number you're looking for this welder, and for parts for this welder, consumables for this welder, plasma cutter, that's the number. So if you're looking to get one similar to it, hunt for that number. Alright, so far so good, folks. I'm gonna make a run to town, see about some parts. We'll make a adapter. I've got a female cord cap. I'll make a very short adapter with a short piece of cord, number 12 American wire gauge or larger. I know I've got some kicking around here somewhere. So then we'll be back, and we'll throw some sparks, hopefully. See you in a bit. Okay, we're back from the store. I picked up some 6013, some 3/32 rod. Pulled one stick out. We'll leave the rest of it in. Just let me give me a little bit of slack here. I think it's been more than 25 years since I've stick welded. I think it'd come back to me quickly like riding a bicycle. But obviously it's all we had. At least, you know, when I was growing up, we built race cars and all this jazz. So I had a lot of time behind arc welder. And it wasn't until I got into high school that we had DC arc welders. And this is a DC inverter arc welder. So I actually expect this thing to weld very nicely. After, you know, growing up with an AC buzz box burning 6011 for days and days, but you know, use it and you get good at it, right? So, and we did back in the day. Pretty happy to have a MIG welder today, but going to give this arc welder thing a try. Supposedly, this thing is 200 amp arc welder. I don't know if I believe it, but that's what it says. So we're going to try it out. I got my cord made, so I'm plugged into my extension cord, and I used some 10-3 SO cord to make my extension. I made it a few feet long just to be sure it would get to my welding table, and still be able to keep my door closed, because I got my heaters running because it's cold outside. So this is plenty long enough to reach most anywhere in the shop I need to. We'll have to try this thing out at 110 eventually. So let's turn it on. Make sure it doesn't blow up now that it's got some 240 in it. And we'll go from cut to arc weld, which should be that middle position. And we don't have any gas to worry about. That's a gas adjustment. This should probably be arc weld adjustment. It says current display. Oh, it's digital. How about 85 amps? 87 amps. That should burn 330 seconds pretty good, shouldn't it? Let's go at 90. Let's just round it up. 90 amps. Well, maybe it'll be okay. Alright, I'm going to stick you in the stand here and we're going to weld on a piece of scrap. I actually, at the time I bought this machine, I sort of forgot, but I bought a new welding helmet. It's a Chicago Electric helmet. And I had lost it for a long time. It was actually still in the box on the bottom of this cart, and I never bothered to look there. But anyway, I'm going to try it out for the first time. I just got it out of the plastic. So I'll put you in the stand and we'll try some welding. Alright, getting ready. I'll just use my regular gloves just for a little test session here. This should be interesting. I don't like the 3-foot long leads on my stinger. We'll have to adjust those. Get some longer ones. Alright, watch your eyes. Here we go. Well, that's not good. I hit it and it just went off. Wonder what the world that was. I'm putting you on hold for a minute. Okay, guess I have my heater and my welder on the same circuit. So, shut the heater off for a while. Alright, let's give this thing a try now. Here we go. Set at 87 amps. Wow. This is really thin, and 87's a lot of current. Alright, we're going to 68. I was not expecting that to be so hot. That's a good thing. Once again, very hot. A lot of penetration into this thing. We're going to 50. Wow, it's very nice. At a really low current. That's awesome. Woo-hoo. I might have to arc weld a little more. It's been a long time. Let's try again. Let's go down a little more. Literally that's 40, according to the readout. Man, I'm way penetrating that at 40 amps. That's cool. It's really good. I'm impressed to the point where you find a thicker piece of steel. This old welding plate that I used to use for welding stuff on. Wow. This is cool, gang. It's exceeding my expectations in the arc welding department. Alright, so I've got a piece of, this is probably 3/8 inch thick plate. So I'm going to just step up to 50 again, low 50s, 51, something like that. Here we go. Look at that. I don't have a slag hammer. Haven't had one of them in a long time. Keep in mind the slag that's on this plate. It's my welding plate, so it's not from this event. Look at that! Been nearly 30 years since I laid a bead arc welding. That is great. That's absolutely great. I'm thrilled. I'm gonna arc weld some more. Not today probably, but wow, awesome. All right, let's set up for the plasma cut. All right, I got the air hooked up. It's kind of leaking a little bit. Just to show you, I haven't even tried this thing. The tip is pristine. We're just gonna cut this thin stuff here, then we'll try something bigger. I've watched a few videos. I figure out this machine a little bit, and the suggestion is, as far as power is concerned, go ahead and just crank it up. Don't try to conserve, just crank it up. So let's see, we got to switch the switch to cut. Turn the machine on. I have no idea how much air pressure. The gauge they gave me is not in PSI, and I don't understand the rest, so I put it in the middle. So we're in cut. I don't know what 1 means. We're going to crank the dial all the way. This gas thing, I'm going to crank it all the way in case that's messing with the air. Okay. Seems to be functioning. Let's give her heck. Oh, this is a piece of tubing as well, so it'll be interesting. I thought it would be interesting to show when I came over to the edge that thing cut down there. I kind of walked it around the corner a little bit, as you might have seen, but it did try to take that all the way down. Alright. Started real easy. Let's go for some 1/8 inch. Last time I used a plasma cutter, it was working, and it's been all of 20 years ago. And we were cutting aluminum sheets. And I basically volunteered. I told them, yeah, I've been doing metal work forever, so I'll do it, because I really wanted to do it. And I just grabbed a hold of it like I'd used it forever and went for it. It belonged to a customer that we were working at. Shoot, with nothing to it but to do it. I got to work in their metal shop quite a little bit. It was a lot of fun. Alright, 1/8 inch. like butter. Horribly crooked, but like butter. Let me try again. I'm going to back up and pull it towards me. Well, I can just feel myself going all over the place. But wow, super clean. Look at that. Little slag on the backside. All of this other stuff is just a piece of welding stuff. Look at that. Man, gonna have some fun with this. Alright. I'm not going to totally destroy my 3/8 inch thick steel welding plate. But we are going to take a little corner off of it anyway. Almost think I hear a car outside. Alright, here we go. All I had to do is slow her down. How many of you would have a tool like this sitting around your shop for 2 years and never even plug it in? Alright. First time. That's a really thick piece of steel. And at the right speed that it went right through. With a straight edge, to keep me square and straight, that'd be a much better cut. Well, guys and gals, I'm very happy with this. Very happy with it. I'm impressed with it, I guess I would say. For the money. Remember I said this was only 200 bucks shipped to my house. I don't know if they're still 200 or if they're cheaper or more money or what. Again, CT520D came with almost everything. I tried to walk you through the things that you'd have to purchase. And if you wanted to use the TIG weld feature of this machine, you're going to need argon gauges. Obviously the argon bottle. I'll shut that down. It did not come with a tungsten rod and things like that. Seems like it had plenty of consumables. So for the TIG, or excuse me, for the plasma cutter and so forth, I was burning some 6013 3/32 rod with the DC inverter welder, and it's fantastic. I used big Lincolns and others in high school, and I took welding DC welders, and they welded really good. When I was working, I used a World War II era motor generator DC welder that probably weighed 600 pounds, and it was a good welder. It was not better than this one, though. Holy smokes. Oh, you know what? We didn't try it on 110. We have to do that. We have to do that. All right, I'm going to put you on hold. Let's set back up for the plasma cutter on 110. I need to find a decent cord. Okay, I got it plugged into the wall, into my grinder outlet. So 120 volt, we're still cranked all the way up. on the power. It should be half what it once was on at 240. So we're going to try to cut this again, see how it works. 110 volt. Not going to work at all without the ground connected. Not cut on this side. So on 1/8 inch it's just fine. Just fine. I'll show you the quality of the cut. Again, I don't have any idea about air pressure. I don't even know where it's at. Shut her down. I'll give you a close-up on this cut. Okay, a little slag on the back side, crooked because I can't draw a straight line, but it cut at 120 volt. So, I mean, I have an idea. I can, throw on a generator in the back of the truck and this machine, and go, do something. Go fix a rig or trailer or fence or something. That'd be awesome, gang. If you were a professional or something, you'd be shopping at the Miller or Lincoln store or something like that. If you're a home hobbyist, man, this GT520 seems like the right machine. Just really does to me. I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I have it. I'm glad I took today to get it all hooked up so I could use it. And I'm pretty happy. I got one little air leak in the back to figure out where it's coming from. And we're golden. Golden. Alright, gang, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing. Hit that bell notification button on your way out. And we're going to catch you on the next video.